Hello guys, welcome to RX Tutorials. Don't forget to subscribe to my channel if you haven't for more exciting videos. In today's video, we are going to look at the top 5 Excel formulas that you definitely have to know. Of course, you got to know these formulas. They are so useful and so important that you just have to know. And then I'm going to just give you a quick preview of these formulas. But if you want an extensive look of all these formulas, check out my videos on the sum if function and all the other formulas and functions. Check out my videos. I've done extensive videos on it. It will give you all the formulas from basics to a pro. So let's look at the first one on my list is the sum formula. You definitely have to know this formula. So we'll just quickly, for example, you want to sum all the list of the quantities from here to the last one. So we close this. So you want to sum this. So this will give us a sum. So a quick through, if you want to check, if you highlight this and you look at the bottom of your page, you see that the sum is 59. And so our sum is correct. That is 59. So that's the sum formula. And the second on my list is a sum if function. If you're an accountant, a financier, anybody, a supply chain industry person, anybody who uses Excel, you definitely have to know this formula because you'll be doing some summing up of figures based on conditions. So the sum if or the sum if function is used based on some conditions that fulfills this. So for example, we want to sum all the quantities based on for only health and beauty. That is the product line of health and beauty. So we'll start by the sum if function, and the first argument in the sum if function is the range. So we want to specify what range, the range that we are looking at. So our range is what? Our product line. And then what criteria? Our criteria is, that is the health and beauty. And then we look at our sum range. We want to sum the quantity. So our range first, the first range is what? Our criteria range. And then our second argument is the criteria itself. So among the criteria, that is the criteria range, among this range, which of these should I sum? That is, we specify, that is our criteria, that is health and beauty. And then our sum range, what are the quantities that we are summing? We want to find the quantity for health and beauty. So we'll close this. And then we get 23. So we see the health and beauty. Our first one is 7. And then there's another health and beauty. We have another 7. We have another 8, that is 15. Another health and beauty 6, that is 21. Another health and beauty 2, that is 23. So we want to sum only the quantities based on the product line, that is health and beauty. So we are right. So that is how useful sum if function is so useful. So you definitely have to know. We look at the sum if function. So for example, sum if function takes only one argument or one condition. Sorry about that. It takes one condition. And the sum if function takes multiple conditions. It can take up to 100 conditions. So let's say we want to specify that we want health and beauty, but we want to only sum the quantities that are greater than, for example, that are greater than 5. So we specify that we want to sum only the quantities, some quantities that are greater than 5. So let's write our sum if function. So we start by the sum if function. So our first argument is the sum range. We want to sum the quantities. Now second argument, the criteria range. And what's our criteria? Our first criteria, one range, is our health and beauty. So it's going to be found in the product line. So I'll highlight this. And then what's our criteria one? Our criteria one is our health and beauty. That is, it has to be health and beauty. And then the criteria range two is that we want to find quantities which are greater than 5. So what is our criteria range 2? Our criteria range 2 is here. That is the range for the quantities. And then what's the criteria itself? Our criteria itself that the quantity should be what? Greater than 5. So that is, we can do a cell referencing that is greater than 5. So we can close our, and then we have 21. So let's go and check our formula if it was right. So our first product line, that is health and beauty, this has 7. So yes, of course, it's going to be summed up. So our second one, it has a quantity of 8. It's going to be summed. That is 15. Our third one has 6, which is greater than 5. So it's going to be summed. That is 1. And look at this. Our last one, the health and beauty. The quantity is 2, which is not greater than 5. So that is not summed. So our formula and our answer is right. That is 21. So we are right on that. So that is that for the Sumif function and the Sumif function. Check out my extensive videos of these formulas in the link below and also in the list of my videos as well. So my third on the list is the count function. So what the count function does is that it counts numbers. So for example, I want to count the number of entries for this cell or for this table. So I'll start by saying I want to count this. I'll specify my range of values. So it counts them, it counts the numbers. We have 9 entries. So what about if you want to count test? What about if you want to count tests? Then we use the count A function. So the count A function, we specify these entries, that is test, and then we get the same 9. So we want to count the text, then we have to use the count A function. My fourth on the list is the Countif and the Countif function. So for example, we want to count the unit prices that are greater than 5. So we specify that we want to count the unit prices that are greater than 5. So we write our count function, and then our range of values is the unit price. And then our criteria is what? We want to count the unit prices that are greater than 5. So that's our criteria. That gives us 6. So let's check. So this is greater than 5. This is also greater than 5. This is greater than 5. And this is greater than 5. So we have 6, a count of 6 that are greater than 5. So we are correct. And the next one is the Countif function. So basically the Countif is for only one condition, and the Countif function is for multiple conditions. So for example, we want to count greater than 5, and also we want to, so for example, we want to count the unit price that are greater than 5, the quantities, and the quantity that is greater than 6. So we start by writing our formula, that is the Countif function. So in the Countif function, our criteria range, that is our first criteria, is the unit price. So that is our range of criteria. Our criteria 1 is the unit price should be greater than 5. Our criteria 2 is what? The quantity. So we specify our range, The criteria 2 itself is the quantity should be greater than 6. So we close our bracket. So we have 4. So that is the Countif function. So my last on the list is the index and match function and the VLOOKUP. So guys, these are my top 5 Excel formulas that you definitely have to know. For more or extensive videos on index and match, the VLOOKUP, the Countif and the Countifx, the Sumif and the Sumifx, check out the link in the description below. And also check out the list of my videos, and definitely you've got to like this video and watch and subscribe to my channel. Take care till we meet in the next video, exciting video. Bye.